Good morning, my friend. Before you rush into your day, before you grab your phone, before you complain about how tired you feel, I want you to slow down for a moment and listen carefully. What you're about to hear is not just a story, it is not just a lesson, it is a reflection of everyday life, the kind of life we all live, often without thinking, often without paying attention, but which quietly shapes our confidence, our habits, and even the way we learn and use English. Every single morning begins with a small battle. The alarm rings, sharp and unforgiving, and your first reaction is never happiness. It is resistance. You say, 5 more minutes, please. You promise yourself that those 5 minutes will help, that somehow they will change everything. But they never do. Your body still feels heavy. Your eyes still feel tired. And time keeps moving forward without waiting for your permission. Someone reminds you that you have work today, responsibilities, a schedule that does not care how sleepy you are. And suddenly, reality hits. You sigh, you sit up, and you slowly accept that the day has already started. You walk to the bathroom, half awake, looking at your reflection in the mirror and wondering how you can still feel tired after sleeping. Then comes coffee. Coffee is more than a drink. It is comfort, it is routine, it is the smell that tells your brain it is time to function. Someone made it for you, and in that small act of kindness, your mood improves just a little. You smile. You say thank you. You talk about breakfast. Pancakes sound wonderful. Pancakes feel like a reward. But then reality interrupts again. There's nasetsun. There is no milk. A small disappointment, yes, but also a reminder that life rarely goes exactly as planned. So you adjust. Eggs and bread. Eggs and toast. Simple food, simple solution. One person cooks the eggs, the other toasts the bread. Teamwork in the smallest form, but teamwork nonetheless. You look for your phone. Of course it is missing, it always is. You check the couch. Not there. The bathroom. Not there. And finally, the counter. Found it. You laugh because this happens every single day. Some habits are funny, some are annoying, but they are all part of who we are. Breakfast is ready. You eat quickly now because your body is fully awake and very hungry. And just like that, the morning scene ends and routine takes over. You wake up at the same time every day. You shower, you make breakfast. You eat familiar food, eggs, coffee, toast. You leave home at a fixed time. You take the bus. You start work at 9. Lunch comes at 12:30. A sandwich or a salad. Nothing special, nothing dramatic. Work ends at 5. After work, maybe you go to the gym. Not every day, 3 times a week. Enough to feel good about yourself. You get home around 7. You make dinner. You watch television. You rest. And at 10:30, you go to bed. Some people would call this life boring, but there is comfort in knowing what comes next. And there is power in being able to describe your routine clearly and confidently in English. Then come the moments that break routine. You stand at a bus stop, slightly unsure, slightly nervous. You ask a simple question. Is this the bus stop? The answer matters. When someone says yes, you feel relief. When they explain which bus goes downtown, how often it comes, and how much it costs, your world feels a little more organized. You check the time. It is 9:30. For a moment, panic rises. Did you miss the bus? But then you hear reassuring words. The next one comes at 9:45. 15 minutes. Not a problem. You learn something important in that moment. Missing something does not mean everything is ruined. There is almost always another chance. You learn about tickets, exact change, machines, 7 stops, 20 minutes. Simple information, but incredibly useful. The bus arrives, you line up. You raise your hand, you say thank you. These small interactions are real English, living English. On the bus, life continues. You ask if a seat is taken. Someone smiles and says, no, you sit down. You exchange names. Mike, Lisa. Simple introductions, but meaningful. You learn where someone is from. France, you talk about travel. Paris, nice, you talk about work. A chef, you talk about study, music. A piano book gives away a passion. Suddenly, the bus ride is no longer silent or boring. It becomes a shared moment between two strangers. You talk about music, classical music, a shared love. And just like that, a new plan is born. Coffee tomorrow at 6. Simple, friendly, human. At other times, you are lost, truly lost. Streets look unfamiliar, buildings all look the same. You stop someone and admit it, I'm lost. There is courage in that sentence. You ask for directions. 2 blocks, turn right. 1 more block, turn left. A big white building, 10 minutes walking, or a bus if you prefer. Clear language saves time. Clear communication reduces stress. And every time you successfully understand directions, your confidence grows. You arrive at a hotel. The lobby is calm, professional. You say you have a reservation, you give your name. The receptionist finds it. Room 304, City View. Breakfast from 7 to 10. Wi-Fi included. Check out at 11, room service all day. These are not difficult words, but they are important words. Words that make travel easier. Words that make you feel independent. Life continues. You go shopping. You need a laptop. You explain what you will use it for. Work. Email. You compare prices. $699 feels expensive. $499 feels better. Less memory, but still good. Wi-Fi included. 6 hours of battery. 1-year warranty. You try it, you like it, you buy it. Credit card, receipt. Another successful interaction. You make appointments. The dentist. You choose a day. You choose a time. You give your name, number, email. You answer questions. First visit, insurance 15 minutes early. Simple instructions clearly understood. You shop for clothes, a shirt, medium size, purple or white. You try them on. One is expensive, one is on sale. You choose, you pay, you leave satisfied. You go to the bank, you open an account, checking account, passport, address, job, 2 years of work, debit card, online banking, cash deposit, signature, PIN by mail. You walk out feeling more settled, more secure. Finally, you go to the grocery store. Bread, milk, eggs, aisles, prices. Fresh food baked every morning, whole wheat instead of white. Low-fat milk. Eggs on sale. Checkout at the front. Nothing extraordinary happened today. No big drama, no major event. Just life, just scenes, just conversations. But here is the truth I want you to remember. English lives in these moments. English lives in mornings, in routines, in mistakes, in missed buses, in small talk, in asking for help, in saying thank you, in everyday needs. If you're listening to this and thinking your English is not good enough, let me tell you something honestly. Confidence does not come before practice. Confidence comes from practice. Every question you ask, every sentence you try, every routine you describe brings you closer to fluency. Life is made of simple scenes. And when you learn to speak about those scenes, you learn to live inside them with confidence. This is Joe, and this is Everyday English Lab, and where real life becomes real English.